everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's talk Harry and Meghan. So tomorrow is the big day, guys. Meghan's summer drop is here, and I got 4 items the last time, so hopefully I can get more this upcoming drop. So looking forward to that so much. A couple of days ago, Meghan did a podcast with Emma Grady, and Emma and Meghan have an existing relationship where Emma was one of the people that got that special box with as ever products. So they have an existing relationship, and it showed throughout the podcast. You can see how their rapport was. They had great chemistry between them. I liked all of it. But my favorite part was when Emma asked her about whether or not she had imposter syndrome. And this is what she said.
Any part of you that feels any sense of imposter syndrome, do you ever sit back and get overwhelmed by how big the opportunity is and then, pedal back from anything that might be?
I don't. I think I have. I think that I've always had a very entrepreneurial spirit, as we talked about, but equally, I enjoy being in a position of having a strong team around me, being able to help guide that team as a whole. And I've also, in the adventures of my life, I have certainly navigated through things that can in some ways feel bigger.
Yeah.
So this for me is just another chapter that I think is full of, I'm a very curious person, new learns. I love learning something new all the time. I don't feel imposter syndrome. I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
And as you can see there, Meghan said no, she's where she's supposed to be. And I believe that is not new. I believe also that is the belief that she carried with her when she went across the pond, and that exude out of her when she was among those people over there. And that, I think, put the left behinds, and to this day it put the left behinds on a footing that they were never used to. They were always used to people bowing and scraping and doing everything they could to be in their orbit and to be connected to them in some way. I'm looking at you, David Beckham. And so Meghan's confidence and what she exuded was so foreign to them. And instead of embracing that, they tried to smother that. It took them off guard, and they've never been the same since. And talking about them over there, they had the Royal Ascot, I think it's called, and some things surrounding that where the future queen didn't show up and all of that. But that's them over there. There are always drama and things going on over there where they don't respect anything. They don't do what they're supposed to do, but the media doesn't cover it. They always try to cover up for them over there while focusing on Meghan and Harry over here, and especially Meghan. With this podcast interview, it generated so many headlines, and they tried to twist it and turn it by even saying that she was taking shots at the left behinds over there. I did not see anywhere where Meghan called any of their names. So, what those people that call themselves journalists are actually doing is admitting that they know who and what was responsible for what is happening to Meghan. So, we see they continue with their smearing. But I know what their fundamental principle is, and that is to destroy the life of whomever they target. And they have a target on Meghan for years. And they have been trying very, very hard to destroy her life. And they try all different types of scenarios and angles and strategy. They sometimes even write good articles where they try to draw in more viewership with that from a different sector of the population that wouldn't normally engage with them and their nastiness. So they're trying to make sure they play to one side and draw in the other side. For example, there's these two headlines that I saw with Newsweek. One this day and this one the next day. Same newspaper, they're just trying to get more engagements while sticking to their fundamental principle, which is destroy, and also make sure that their tabloid news is covered in good opinion pieces. And I don't give them the engagement. I don't read it unless it's disseminated on Celebici. So I'm able to keep abreast of what is happening that way. But moving on, also within that podcast with Emma, we found out about the future of Meghan's podcast.
I love that there's so much excitement and desire for another season, but I need to focus on my business.
There were so many great revelations in this podcast. If you hadn't had a chance to see it, it's out there on my community page. But another thing that came up in this podcast is the acquisition of Lemonada. And Megan always seems to love this aspect of business. And during one of her episodes on Confessions of a Female Founder with Megan, she said part of her end goal is to be in a place where she's acquired by another company. So if people are going to try to say that the reason she's not going back is because of this acquisition, no, that is not true at all. And finally, there is Prince Harry's Invictus Games.
The Invictus movement began over 10 years ago. It was supposed to be a one-off. But the Invictus spirit that was born in 2014 has simply grown and grown. Now, countless lives have been transformed through the spirit of the Invictus Games Foundation and the transformative power of sport. In our role as custodian of the Invictus spirit, the Invictus Games Foundation is excited to reveal those interested in hosting the Invictus Games 2029. Aalborg, Denmark. Abuja, Nigeria. Daejeon, Republic of Korea. Kyiv, Ukraine. San Diego, USA. And the Veneto region, Italy. Join us on the road to the Invictus Games 2029.
So that's it for my channel for right now. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like my content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And talk to you soon. Bye.